say we will be here all day. We'll stay here till it's over. Till the world's out of sight, we will stand, we will fight. It's not over till it's over.
Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Blue and welcome to ESL Weekly Cup number 16. We are here once again. We have 5 teams on the European server and we are just about ready to go with our first match. But before we jump into that, as usual, I want to introduce my co-caster for today, and Mr. Jeb Bro over here. How you doing today, sir?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Not underwater, I'm okay. So most of the UK is apparently. But I'm on a big massive hill, so I'm fine. So it's alright. So I'm here today, so that's good. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. Some interesting stuff been happening recently, so we'll talk about that later in the stream though. But anyway guys, we are just about set to go here on the first map, so let's jump into the in-game cams and get things started. And our first match for the day is going to be TDG versus VOTF. And I do have to apologize because these scores are reversed here. These teams are reversed here rather, so give me 1 second to correct that.
Should be quite good. Not seen these guys before.
Yeah, so we definitely have a new team coming into play here today. So we shall have to see how they do fare out against the infamous VOTF group over here. But, Jebro, before we end up actually getting fully started here, do you want to go over the builds for me, and then we can get started?
Yeah, I'm going to go to the blue team first,
Okay.
just because we've not seen them before, and it might be nice too. Okay, so having a look at Argentarius Aquila. Aquila! Oh my god. How can I? Full set of Lissa Runes Warrior. Going to be going with the traits of 0030 1030. Obviously, I think you guys know that spec by now. He's using all the stances, 2 stances and Endure Pain. Longbow with Hammer. Going to go over to Ascalons, who is playing the Guardian for blue team. He will be running with a full set of Melandru Runes. Okay, nice, cool, okay. The reason I say it like that is because normally we see soldiers, but that is a nice, refreshing thing to see. Running with the staff on main hand, Mace, going with the focus as well, and also going with the Cleric's Amulet. Going to go for a 0010 3030 build, going more into virtues, which is very, very nice. Going for Indomitable Courage, I do love that, just for the extra stability. Absolute Resolution as well, do love that. But just going to nip over to Yuna, who is playing the Mesmer over on the blue team. He's going to be going with a full set of Eagle Runes, so going with precision and crit damage, which is quite good. The 6-piece as well. I don't really see many people playing around with the Eagle Runes, so it looks like this team is looking at a few different specs, which is very, very awesome. He's going to be going with the sword. He's also going to be going with the torch on the offhand. Also going for the greatsword. So going for the torch obviously is going to give him a bit of stealth with the prestige on the number 4 ability as well, which is very, very useful. Going to be going with the Berserker's Amulet, and he's going to be going for a 20-20-00-30 spread on his traits. Going to go to the Ellie, who is Naif. Now they are playing Ellie and Mesmer, which is very interesting. 2 of the probably generally known as the lesser classes at the moment, so I'm going to be really interested to see how Vengeance of Thorn are actually going to take this, because they're probably quite surprised that they're playing these kinds of builds and specs, but we'll see. So the Elementalist is going to be running with 3 runes of Strength and some reason, and 3 runes of Fire. He's going to be going for the staff. He's going to be also using the Berserker's Amulet. He's going to be going for a 30-00-20-20 spread on his traits. And we're going to go with Jam, who is the last and final member of the blue team. He will be the Ranger, and he will be running with a full set of Ogre Runes. He'll be going for the short bow, and he'll be going for the longbow, and a Rabid Amulet. So going for the 00-30-10-30 spread on his traits. And an interesting build there as well, going for 2 Signets and also the Quickening Zephyr, and also the Rampage as 1 as his elite. So some really interesting specs from TDG. This is going to be interesting to see indeed. What do you reckon, Blue? I don't know if you saw all of that, but that's very interesting.
Definitely some very interesting things as well. This Ranger specifically has piqued my interest, to say the least, over here with the double bow build. So we'll have to see how that pans out, because this hasn't really been tried before, at least not in a competitive setting. So we'll have to see how that goes. That's what I'm definitely the most interested to see play, though, because longbow, generally speaking, isn't really a Condi-friendly weapon. So not too sure how that's going to end up going, but I'm not going to judge it just yet. We shall have to see. But again, real quickly, let's go over the builds from VOTF as well. Going over here to the red team, taking a look at Super. On his engineer, he's running with 6 Nightmare, as well as a pistol shield with a Rabbit Amulet. Settlers Draw on that, and the traits being 30-10, 0-20-10. Pretty standard Condi engineer build there. Guiletta de Leon over here on Thief. We're going to be running with 6 Runes of Lissa, as well as a sword with an offhand dagger. Shortbow, Berserker's Amulet, Berserker's Jewel, and the traits being 10-30, 0-30-0 over here. Can Scout on Ranger, going to be running with Triple Spirits, as well as the Ultimate Spirit 2 here with 6 Runes of Grenth, as well as a Sword Torch, Axe, Dagger, Weapon combo, Settler's Amulet, Settler's Jewel, and the traits being 10-0, 30-30, making for a fairly standard spirit build here. Tage on Guardian is going to be running with 6 Runes of the Soldier, as well as a Hammer, Mace Focus with a Cleric's Amulet, Settler's Jewel on that, and the traits being 0-5, 30-35. Again, standard bunker coming into play here, but he's very, very, very potent on Tage indeed, and he's probably going to be one of the stronger players here today in the Cup. Posty as well over here on Necromancer for the last member for VOTF is going to be running with 600 speed, as well as a Staff, Scepter Warhorn with a Rabbit Amulet, Rabbit Jewel, and the traits being 30-30, 0-0-10, running with 2 Wells, Spectral Armor, and Plague Form, in addition to the Consume Conditions as his heal. We are just about ready to go, though, so let's get things started.
These guys are funny. I mean, I really have so much respect for Blue right now. Just for the specs they're running and the classes they're running. These guys have got some balls. That is definitely true. And I'm excited to see how they play. I mean, the Warrior... sorry, not the Warrior. The Guardian... what was it on him? I was quite interested on. The Melandra runes. It's a different thing as well. So he's not going to be doing as much condition removal as normal. He's also going for Stand Your Ground, Hallowed Ground, and Purging Flames as well. Purging Flames I do like. It's going to be interesting.
Still very interested to see how the BM build will work out over here on the Ranger, though. That'll probably be the surprise of the day if we do see something coming out of that. But, guys, we are getting started now as the gates have opened up, so let's open up our map, and Jebro, check out the splits for me.
Indeed. We do see our big massive split coming out from Vengeance of Fallen. Thief, Guardian, and Engineer of Super going over to Henge straight away. Guardians run through. I'm just going to have a quick look as they haven't actually stealthed that far over, so they could have been seen, but hopefully there's a big contact going on from Blue. And they know they've actually got 2 guys from Red over on the Henge point. Mid at the Blue are actually going to go for the actual chieftain over here. Sorry, that was very, very nice. Blue actually got that kill as well, so that was pretty good for them. Red weren't actually able to steal. Red now on the midpoint, so now this is going to give Blue the bonus in stats. Ascalon is going to get some support, but is it going to be too late? I'm not sure if it is or not. Super is coming up from behind onto the Blue as well, but it looks like Ascalon has got the oh, that's very good. Nice one. Good support that is actually coming for him. He's still on 2k. He has gone down on the point, though. Can Scout going to try and get that down, but I don't think he's going to be able to get that. Nafi has gone down as well, and Jam. They all went down together at the same time, Blue.
Yeah, indeed. Excellent job there by the red team. Awesome team support as well. Now, with the Guardian there, we did have to note, too, that he did actually have Purging Flames down and ready to go there, but for whatever reason, he chose not to pop that. Might have been able to save himself had he thrown that down, but like I said, for whatever reason, did not pop that. And as we saw, too, once the red team got more of their people in there, just absolutely cleaned up the show. And now we're seeing red team make their way over here to the Henge, too, as they go in and try and take control at this point, which they should be able to get fairly easily, too. You can see Yuna's been taken down. Tage will come in here. He's got Stability Stomp up and ready to go. He'll execute that, and now we do have Argentinians here, but again, you can see Guiletta de Leon is just kiting him around, or rather, it's just moving him around there with the Sword Dagger combo. We'll take him into the downstate, and now we'll see a Stealth Stomp coming off from Guiletta, too, going on to Argentarius. And with that, we should be able to see our red team take a pretty early triple cap here.
Yeah, unfortunately, there have been triple caps. They got quite a nice start with that boss kill, but I think, they didn't get back to support. They ran to mid, they were trailing, they had people after them coming up from behind. They did go down so very fast at the mid as well, and the support coming out from the Guardian doesn't feel like there's as much as there normally should be. Maybe popping off those utilities at different times where he should potentially be saving them for a different situation, or maybe not even getting them off at the right time at the moment, unfortunately for him.
And we did see back over here at the mine too. Posey managed to take down Nathalie in a 1v, or Nathy rather, there in a 1v1. Posey will be executing the stomp right now, making use of the plague form there. Not sure if plague form was absolutely necessary there, but obviously it did allow him to get control of that point back much faster. As we go back over here to the Henge too, we can see that two more members of the blue team are about to go into the downstage. Super and Guiletta sort of just ranging them down here with nades as well as Sherpa auto attacks. We're going to see Guiletta throw down the choking gas there too to make sure poison gets on these two and prevents any other incoming blue team members from getting it back up into the game. We did actually see Argentinius popped Vengeance there. He'll get himself back up, but he's going to try now to just go in, try to get Ascalon's Watcher back up, and now that Super's come back and he's putting even more poison on the target here, more than likely Ascalon's will not get back up. We'll see Argentinius go down just normal damage there, and as he was in Vengeance, he'll just completely die, and more than likely we'll see Ascalon's go down over the next few seconds here as well. Switching our point of view over to Guiletta, though, so on to him as he's just absolutely wrecking house at the moment. Just took out all three of these guys in consecutive order, obviously with the support of his teammates there, but has absolutely managed to dominate here. Took down Nathalie a couple seconds ago too. Nathalie will vapor form onto the point, but like I say, not going to make much of a difference here. Red team just absolutely dominating here at the moment.
They are really destroying them at the moment. 250 to 25 points, and they're very split. I mean, the only regroup they've really done is because they've actually come out of the spawn at the same time and they have actually wiped. So now they need to team up because Red are kind of camping the spawn of Blue. They need to kind of team up here. If you look at the moment between Henge and kind of the spawn of Blue, they're kind of just stuck in between two different. This is weird.
I don't mean to be, you know, the mean guy here, but this is very quickly approaching a spawn camp scenario for in favor for VOTF here. You can see at the moment we're watching Guiletta again. Guiletta just absolutely massacring people coming directly out of the spawn. It's very unfortunate here. There is very much an obvious experience and synergy gap coming into play here between these two teams, and that is somewhat of the reason why this game is going the way at the moment here, and why we are seeing VOTF take this game so dominantly.
They did get a boss kill. They got 25 points.
Woo!
There you go. They got some points. Fair play to these guys. I mean, like you said, it's just experience. And
let's go over here to the mine, though, because there is some stuff happening over here. Nathy has just gone into the downstate. We have Ascalon's Watcher as well, trying to get him back up. They actually were doing quite well over here for a few minutes, but as you can see now, there was a lot of Connies getting thrown on them. You can see it now, too, right over here. There's quite a few Connies getting thrown on these blue team members. They actually took Super and Can Scout down, so we're going to have to see. Can Scout actually is going to get eliminated now, so our blue team Agitator specifically will get himself back up into the game. Stomp going there to Super as well, eliminating those two. And now we will start to see our blue team make a comeback. However, they are still in trouble here. Ascalon's Watcher was just thrown to the downstate a couple seconds ago. We're going to switch our point of view over to Posey, actually, as we can see this. Nathy as well is getting very low here, but now Posey will go into the downstate as well here. And I think I'm trying to see here who is getting killed, but it looks like Posey. Yeah, Posey's going to get stomped out again. And now our blue team should be able to take control of this point, but once again, they are going to move Tage the Bunker Guardian over here too, and that is going to add a lot of support from the red team over here too. Tage going to be throwing down a Ring of Warding there in order to give himself some time. Overall, though, he's going to step right out of that. He thinks he's good. He knows he's got this in the bag. He knows he can take on this team, so he's just going to dive right in there. He's got the support of, I believe, Super now. Yeah, he's got the support of Super over here as well, and as you can see, they're slowly starting to turn this fight around once more. Can Scout's sitting over there too, but he's going to be falling back in a way. Overall, in terms of health pools, you can see that Gemurai is the lowest over here. That was that BM range we were talking about earlier, is going to get thrown to the downstate here. A lot of AoEs coming down. I believe mainly they're from Posey as well as Super and Tage coming in there for the stability stomp itself. We did see the LA throwing down quite a few AoEs over Jemai's corpse too, and that did throw a little bit of damage on the red team members, but overall, as you can see, they are still going to be able to win this fight more than likely. We do see them actually pushing off node right now, so Tage realizing that, hey, they're all dead, and Tage, this is not nice, Tage.
He just booted him straight off the point.
Tage with that BM, but anyway.
Oh, is he gonna
we are gonna be seeing, guys, VOTF will take this first matchup, and they will now be up 1-0 and be one game away from moving themselves on to the semifinals to take on Cheese Mode.
He's gone for Hammer there. I didn't hear that earlier when you mentioned that.
Yeah, we did have to note that too. That might be part of what's going on currently with the whole matchup thing. Might be part of that, but Tage might also be trying something different. More than likely, it's probably the first one.
Cap it. Well, to be honest, I mean, you know, they can come back. We don't know who these guys are. They're a new team, and they're playing one of the best teams in Guild Wars 2 SPVP. So, you know, I mean, what fair play to these guys for entering, and it takes balls. So I thank you for that, TDG. You guys are legends. Fair play.
Alright guys, so we're going into the second game right now here. We're just waiting for them to ready up over the next few seconds, and as soon as they do, should be getting started with the second game here. So, okay, so this map, Jebra, what do they need to do differently for this map compared to the last one?
They need to...
there is a lot they can do, but specifically for this map, what do you think they need to try and change?
I think for this map, they need to... You know what? They came out and they killed the boss. That was a good thing. They used the mechanic of the map. So maybe they need to use the mechanic of this map in the same way they did to maybe give them some kind of benefit in the actual game. Now, they did get 40-50 points. I know probably Vengeance of Fallen was screwing around a little bit with them, but... they managed to get that kill. Whether or not it was just lucky, I don't know. But they could use the Lord on this. Maybe they could do a push, a full team push to far, maybe go for one on the close point. But they need to try and get these team fights nailed down. They did kill Posey and Can Scout together. It was on a I think it was a 4 versus 2 though. So they are capable of getting people down, and they did show that they can down people and res and whatnot. But they did seem to lose a lot. They did get burst down on that midpoint as soon as they entered. A lot of them were on full HP, and they got down very, very quickly. So what they can do about that, I don't know. I mean, the Guardian maybe needs to work on his utilities when he's using those in team fights as well. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think exactly they could do here? Other than praying to their god.
Yes. Other than that, just in general, rallying. I mean, I would there's 2 approaches they can take with this. We saw them at this time, from what I could see, they were taking the approach of just like, let's try to stick together and push our way out and try to make some progress there. And that did work towards the end when they had that congregated push over there to the mine, but overall they were still getting outclassed in most team fights, almost all team fights, as soon as VOTF was able to rotate themselves over there. So I would say the solution would be now to try and split up and try to do split pushing, but I don't know how much we could attest for their skirmishing skill either, because again, this is a newer team. So there's a couple things they could try, but overall, and again, not to be the Debbie Downer here, but I just don't think there is much they're going to be able to do on this map. We will have to see, though, because again, we've been surprised in the past before. If you remember a couple weeks ago, Team Erotic Solitude Legends did pull out that amazing win against Cheese Mode. So,
Exactly.
Not sure if we'll see it here in this matchup, but like I said,
I'm just looking at the chat fun times at the moment. When I said going for Lord, it wasn't necessarily the first thing they should do, although some teams have started to do that. They've been doing that in months, so maybe it's a good time. Maybe they could just do that to get some points on the board against these guys. They could do that. But in general, using the tactics of the map means using the tactics of the map. Whether or not it's beginning, end, or middle, it's up to them. They'll still get 150 points, and we'll see what happens as we are about to start this match. 10 seconds to go. It's nice to see Leon playing again on Vengeance of the Fallen as well. I do like watching that, Faith. Very, very good.
Okay, so here we go, getting started right now as the gates are opening up, coming directly out here. Once again, this is going to be VOTF versus TDG. We do have VOTF spawning over here on the red side, coming out of the Char base, TDG coming out of the Ascaloni base up on the north side of the map. As we do get ourselves relegated out of here, we can see that Argentinius is going to be making his way over here to the waterfall. The rest of blue team is going to opt to stick together and go to mid, and they will all be up against Tage. The other 3 members from VOTF are going to make their way over here to waterfall, and they will surround our Argentinius, and then we'll have Super on Elementalist will be capping the waterfall node. And what is this? Oh my goodness.
Are they going to go straight for the Lord?
Yes.
So they're going to do it, see? VOTF calling me out on the tactic.
We are gonna... They stole it, man.
They've got Super and Tage at mid, and it's 4 versus... and they've actually killed one of blue at the moment in the midpoint.
We do see at the moment that Posey as well as Ken Scout and Guiletta are going to be making their way over here to push onto the Lord, and they should be able to make fairly quick work of it. We do have the swirling winds coming into play from the NPCs right now, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue for them. Most of these guys aren't really going to be affected by that sort of thing, and now we're going to see the Lord will go down, and in the first minute and 10 seconds of the fight, we already have a 170-point lead in the favor of ESL, as well, or apologies, in the favor of VOTF, and as well as we can see, as well, we can see at the moment that our red team, VOTF, is up with the only point control for the time being. And as well, just props to Tage, though, for holding off, I believe, what was a 4v1 at mid for that long of a time. Tage over here going to be taking down Ascalon's Watcher as well. He took Unabrina down there a couple seconds ago, too. Super was obviously assisting him once he did capture the quarry. But Now we shall have to see, now that the boss has been killed, and now that everybody's going to return to a much more normal game, what can the blue team do to actually come back from this? And their retaliation is going to be spotted. Back over here in the red team base, we do have Nafi is going to be making his way over here, going into play to try and take down the Red Lord, but as he's getting pretty heavily DPS down by these NPCs at the moment, I'm not sure if that is going to happen. And again, as you can see, we do have a 3 cap in the favor of VOTF at the moment.
There is very little to nothing that's going to change the outcome of this match, as I think we probably both know. But things that teams can do when they're in this situation, things that teams should do when they're in this situation, all regrouping on their close point. Regrouping is a very important thing to do, guys. If you get wiped on the map, you need to regroup and push together at some place, or even just some kind of direct distraction somewhere and try and get a team point. In my opinion, regrouping is very important, because at the moment, they're getting killed in different places in the map. You've got 2 guys in Waterfall, pretty much dead. You've got 2 guys at mid. I'm not sure what they're doing.
Now,
oh no, they're actually taking down Super. There you go. Look, so they're actually doing quite well at mid now. And Leon's coming in. He did put Shadow Refuge down. Not sure how well they're going to do on this. Tage is coming back to the mid as well, trying to raise Super. So they are getting a decap on mid. 330 points to red though. But just feels like a regroup is needed.
To go off on a tangent for a second here, while I do agree with you that regrouping is important, regrouping at home node is something I don't necessarily agree with all the time, because that's a fairly predictable move. And most smart teams will move to counteract that. They'll send a pretty heavy reinforcement push over to that point to keep you there for longer while you already have the 2 cap. So it's yes, I would say regrouping is important in certain scenarios, but sometimes going for a split push, depending on how much you actually know about enemy team positioning, may work out better than actually just going directly for, all right, all 5 go home, because then at that point it's like the enemy kind of knows where you're going.
Just like on a majority kind of maybe a 3-person regroup at close, not all 5. Yeah, sorry, I should have made that a bit more clear. But yeah, sending all 5, because they're probably just, like you said, cap the 2 cap and then just run over to Warfall and just have a massive team fight. But you know what? In this kind of situation, when you're 400 points down, having a 5-on-5 team fight would probably be a good learning experience for them, in my opinion. Just testing the other team, seeing where you can actually see if you can actually just win a 5-on-5. Screw the match. You ain't gonna win. Just try and get a 5v5 going, because they've killed him a couple of times. They did kill him at mid, and they're being a bit complacent here and there just because they're gonna win. They're doing well, and they're just kind of having a bit of fun at the moment. But still, I mean, these guys are new. You never know what could happen in the future.
Alright guys, and then back over here at the Waterfall 2, just to go back to the last few minutes of narration that we're going to be having in this matchup. It's Argentarius over here going up against Canscout. Argentarius actually getting very low here, probably going to get taken out by Canscout over the next few seconds. He's loaded up with a couple connies, including Poison at the moment here, and as you can see, with that Poison on him, it's going to negate most of the healing effects coming into play from the healing signet, so Canscout will be able to take him down and execute a stomp on him. Back over here at the Quarry 2, we can see the Posey just eliminated Ascalon's Watcher, the Bunker Guardian here over at the blue team, and now we are going to be seeing Quarry taking control of that point. Back in the middle, so we got a bit of a team fight initiate over here. It's mainly just Yuna as well as the BM Ranger over here going up against Wieletta, as well as Tage, and then we have Super up here in the ledges too. Now Super will probably come in for a burst over the next few seconds, probably on Luna, and there we go, or Yuna rather, and there we go, it's getting executed. They will take him out, and now with that, we will be seeing him getting eliminated, and as you can see, as there's only 20 points left, we are going to be seeing VOTF moving on to the next round, where they will take on Cheese Mode.
Indeed. We'll see. Definitely predict somewhat of a closer match between those 2 teams. Just in case you didn't notice, because obviously some people in the EU and maybe in America don't understand what sarcasm is, guys. So that was me being sarcastic. But it should be quite good to see those 2 teams, and they won't be even in the final. Accidentally Famous coming back, as we saw in the brackets as well. That's a really good to see them probably back and playing. I mean, I'm not sure if they've been playing a lot and how much they've been playing and how good they are and what their exact lineup is, if I'm honest. But I'm really excited to see those guys play again, because I remember seeing those guys a lot and how good they were. So it'll be exciting. I'm excited.
Alright guys, so thanks again for TDG for playing today, but we are going to be seeing VOTip move on to the next round. We're going to be taking a short break, guys. When we come back, we will have an 800 gem code to give away to you guys. Make sure you are sticking around for that. So we will be back in just a few moments with our next match as we move into the semifinals. So we're either going to be coming back to you with Chaos Army versus Accidentally Famous, or we shall be doing Cheese Mode versus Vengeance of the Fallen. Stick around, guys. We'll be back in just a few with more ESL Weekly Cup number 16. Be back in a few.
But I just gotta know one thing. Are you ready? No! I said, are you ready?
Best